Coats Exist. Coats Exist podcast. Coats Exist. All right. I'm trying to come up with an opening. I don't know what to do, but that's my Casio keyboard. All right. This episode is brought to you by No Country for Old Men, the movie by the Coen brothers. You should check it out because it's brought to you by The Purge, Anarchy. What do I want it to be brought to? I'm looking through my movies here. It's brought to you by Lost Highway. No. What is that? She's So Lovely. She's So Lovely was the first movie that got me into John Cassavetes. Do you guys know who John Cassavetes is? That was the one thing that they told me not to do when I did record this podcast is ask questions, but here I am asking questions again. John Cassavetes is a crazy American director from I don't even know. I don't know anything. I don't know any facts, so forget it. I'm not even going to say anything, but I don't know how to show people movies either because last night I showed my girlfriend, I started 4 different movies, and I was like, in my head, I was like, this is the greatest movie ever. She's going to love it. And then I showed it to her, and I was like, this is dated. It's a terrible movie. It's a horrible movie. I showed her, what was it, Glengarry Glen Ross? This just sounds boring, but it's not. It's a really intense dialogue-driven movie, and it's super intense. But it was, anyways, when I was younger. But now I'm watching it, I'm like, this is the cheesiest. She probably thinks I'm an idiot. So then I put on A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, which is a pretty good movie, but I was like, this is boring. So then I shut that off, and but check it out if you haven't seen it. And then I put on, what did I put on after that? Nymphomaniac? Yeah, Nymphomaniac, which is an 8-hour movie by Lars von Trier where they have real sex in it. But I don't know. I guess it's good. Movies get dated so easily now. Movies that I thought were great. Arrival I thought was a great movie, and then I watched it. You know what's a great movie? Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. It's so bad that it's good, and I hate movies that are so bad that they're good, but this was entertaining. I don't know. It's so ridiculous. Dennis Hopper is almost like, his character is almost like a vampire. He laughs and then he jumps out of the screen and he just disappears, and nothing makes sense about the entire movie. It's like how Keanu Reeves does everything in the movie. There's no reason. Just watch it, and you'll see. There's no reason why Keanu Reeves has to jump on the bus, get off the bus, be the guy that goes under the bus, and then he's on the train to track down Dennis Hopper. That would never. I know it would never happen in real life. I know it's a movie, but it's just so over the top ridiculous, and God, it's so good though. And Keanu Reeves just knows everything. He just has a lot of intuitions. He's always chewing. I said intuition is really weird. And he's always chewing gum. But it's really funny. And Jeff Daniels is in it, and his name is Harry. His name is Harry in every freaking movie that he's ever been in, like Dumb and Dumber, Speed. I don't know. But it was funny that his name was Harry, and his hair is always frizzed out. It's really weird. How does he get all these movie roles? There's actors that you see that are like, oh, he's a good looking guy, he's a pretty good actor or girl, whatever, and then you never see them again. But Jeff Daniels he's a doofy looking substitute teacher looking guy, and he's just been around forever, which is really weird. But I'm talking about movies because that's my thing, I think. I don't know. And the other day I was thinking about how nothing really makes me laugh anymore, but you know what really makes me laugh is Phantom Thread with Daniel Day-Lewis. And there's so many people that hate that movie because they think it's boring, but that movie's laugh out loud funny to me. I think it's one of the funniest movies that I've seen. It's okay, I don't know what people's humor is, but it's not Dumb and Dumber humor. It's not sitcom humor. It doesn't tell you when to laugh, but it's just, in my opinion, it's one of the funniest movies that I've seen in a long time. I thought it was hilarious. Daniel Day-Lewis's character is brilliantly played by Daniel Day-Lewis, and it's just, there's so many scenes that are just crying laughing. I was in the theater crying laughing, and I got the Blu-ray and I watched it again, and I was dying laughing the whole, it's so good. And it's just a well-made movie. But yeah, if you're into Paul Thomas Anderson, I think it's his best movie. I watched Licorice Pizza and I wasn't really into it. It was just kind of boring. The two actors, I don't know. I don't think, whatever. I hate bashing stuff because I've never made a movie. Who am I to bash a movie? But at the same time, I know, how I feel when I watch something or when I experience something, and I don't know. It was kind of boring. But, I'm a huge Paul Thomas Anderson fan. So I thought it was okay. but it wasn't Phantom Thread, which is such a good fucking movie, and it's so like conniving and like almost evil, but it's like, oh, it's so good, it's so funny. All right, anyways, so now I know nobody listens to this, but maybe 10 years from now somebody will listen to it and they'll be like, let's Phantom Thread, and then they'll put it on, they'll be like, oh, what the this guy's insane if he thinks this is funny, really. So hey, whatever, maybe it's not going to be funny to you, but maybe that's because you're a boring person and you don't have any anxieties and weird OCDs and weird. All right, shut up. Anyway, so I want to talk about Coats Exist really quick, how I came up with that, and how there's really no story behind it. It was the pandemic was happening, and I was driving and I saw that Coexist, and I always said in my head, whenever I saw that Coexist bumper sticker, coexist, like let's all live together and be happy, I would always say Coats Exist, because I do that with everything. But for some reason, Coats Exist really stuck in my head, and I was like, I told I lived with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I told her, I was like, I'm gonna buy a bumper sticker that says Coats Exist, and she was like, ugh. I was like, what? She's like, whatever. So then I went onto this website and I found out that you could get hats along with the bumper stickers. So I was like, fuck it. So I spent like $80 on one bumper sticker and one hat, and they both said Coats Exist. So then I put the bumper sticker on my car, and then I had the hat, and I was like embarrassed to wear it because I was like, what does this even mean? I'm gonna have to explain to people, and I still do. People will be like, what does Coats Exist mean? Like, I remember I was hanging out with this girl. She had like green hair, a mohawk. She had tattoos everywhere, and some guy came up to me and he was like, instead of like asking her like, hey, what is, you got a crazy tattoos and stuff, he came up to me and he's like, what's your hat made? What's Coats Exist? So anyways, yeah, so I got the bumper sticker and the hat, and I was one day I was with my ex-girlfriend, and I was like, she's like, let's go for a walk, and it was a really nice day, and I was like, all right, yeah. So I threw on my hat. It said Coats Exist, and we start, walking, and then all of a sudden I stopped, and I was like, oh, I don't know, like, if I should be wearing this hat. She was like, why? And I was like, what if I like get in a fight, and then they're gonna see my hat says Coats Exist, and then one day they're walking down the alley here, and they see my car, and the bumper sticker says Coats Exist, and they're gonna know that's my car, and they're gonna slash the tires. And my ex-girlfriend was like, what the fuck? Why are you gonna get in a fight? We're going on it's a nice day. You're not gonna get in a fight. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. So we're walking, whatever, and we go on like an hour walk, and then we're coming back. We're almost home, and there's a guy on a bicycle. He rides he's like an older guy, I guess, and he rides his bicycle right past my ex-girlfriend, like almost hits her. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And he was like, what? I was like, you almost hit my girlfriend. And he like spun around on his bike with his foot hanging off like a 12-year-old kid, and then like he just jumped off his bike, and he like dropped it on the ground, and he like stood there and with his arms out, and he's like, what? And I was like, you almost hit my girlfriend. And then in my head I'm like, oh god, this is happening. And he's like, what are you gonna do about it? Maybe she was in my way. And I was like, well, maybe you shouldn't be riding a bike, bitch. And he's like, well, maybe you shouldn't be fucking taking a walk, bitch. And I was like, well, maybe you should. And we just kept going back and forth. And then he turned around and he like started like going through his backpack. He had a backpack on that was laying on the ground on top of his bicycle. And I was like, oh god, he's getting a machine gun. But he didn't get anything. He like got oh no, that didn't happen yet. He started walking. So before he went to his backpack, he's walking closer to me. And he's like, well, maybe you should. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, I don't want to have to punch this guy. In my head, that's what I'm thinking. So I was like, whoa. 6 feet, dude. 6 feet, stay 6 feet. I don't want to get coronavirus. And he's like, whoa, you don't want to get coronavirus? All right, fine. And then he goes through his backpack and he gets a mask and he puts on his mask. And then he starts getting closer to me like, now I'm going to fight you with this mask on. You get your mask, I'll get mine. Now we can fight, touch. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, whatever, dude, go away from me. And he's like, oh, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. And then whatever. So then he got on his little bicycle and rode away. And then I'm walking back with my ex-girlfriend, and I'm like, God damn, I told you. Like, I told you I was going to get in a fight. Now he's going to be riding his bicycle past my car, and he's going to see it. And she's like, well, I don't know what the hell just happened. That's insane that you actually almost got in a fight. And I was like, well, I told you. So, I mean, so that's the story. And oh yeah, I wore that hat to New York City once, and I got a little buzzed on the ride back, and I stuck my head out the window, and the hat flew off into oblivion. So it's out there. Just, you ever think about that? Like, that hat is out there somewhere. Like, it landed on the highway somewhere, it got run over, and it's on the side of the road somewhere, or some trash picked it up, and it's in a it's somewhere in existence, unless somebody burned it. Even the ashes are somewhere. Anyway, so the point is that I had to get another one made, and this one's way cooler. And people are always asking me what it means, and I really don't have an answer. I'm always like, well, it's like, you know that bumper sticker that says coexist, or coexist? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of making fun of it by saying coexist. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, don't you get it? And they're like, it's okay. So anyways, but it also means that coats, the thing that you wear when you're cold, they exist. So it's a double meaning. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's the story. Please go watch Phantom Thread. Thank you.